Good morning, all of the students. During last lecture, I was explained inflorescence and flower, their parts. In inflorescence, one topic was remained, that is the specimen. There are two types of inflorescence, racemose and cymose. This is the racemose type of inflorescence. In inflorescence, the main axis, then the stalk of the flower, pedicel, it is called peduncle, flower, then flower bud. In this type of inflorescence, main axis does not terminate into flower. Older flower are at the base, younger are at the apex. This is the racemose type of inflorescence. Example is Caesarpinia, which is given in your textbook. Next one is the cymose type of inflorescence, in which the main axis terminate into flower, where the younger flower are at the base and older are at the apex. You can observe the older flower is at the apex while the latter two are at the base, and growth of this peduncle is definite, so it is called as the cymose type of inflorescence. Then we see the floral parts like calyx, corolla, ambrotium and gynoecium. And of this, one topic was remained, that is the aestivation. What is aestivation? The arrangement of sepals and petals is called aestivation. There are four types of aestivation. One is velvet, second one is twisted, third one is imbricate, and fourth one is vexillary or key type of the aestivation. In the first one, before starting that, I want to explain. This is calyx, this is corolla, and here the calyx and corolla are arranged in this fashion. Here margin of one petal touches to the margin of other petal. It is called as the velvet type of aestivation. For this, you can see this is the example. Margin of this sepal. There are 5 sepals which are connected to each other. It is called velvet type of aestivation. In your textbook, calotropis is the example, but here you can say, you can write here or say the sepals of China rose is the example of velvet type of aestivation, or petals and sepals of datura is the example of velvet type of aestivation. Now second one is the twisted. In this, here margin of one petal overlaps to the margin of other petal, like this. At the center, ovary is present here. Petals of China rose, you can see here this margin is overlapped by this. Here you can see clearly margin of this petal overlaps to the margin of this petal. Then margin of this petal overlaps to this petal. Like this, they are arranged in twisted fashion. So it is called twisted aestivation. When you will take the section, then you can clearly observe such type of aestivation. Look at this one. Next one is the imbricate type of aestivation. In this type, one petal is totally outside, one petal is totally inside, and remaining are in overlapping manner. They are arranged in this fashion. Since this is outside, this is inside, this is outside, this is inside, and these three are in overlapping manner. This is called imbricate type of estivation. And fourth one is the vexillary orchid type of estivation. In this, one of the petal, which is large one, it is called standard. Then remaining four are arranged in this fashion. This is called as the standard. The larger one is called standard. These are called as wing, and it is called as the caliber. Both shaped petals. For this, I collected the example. Commonly used is agata. This one is the standard. This is standard. This one is standard. These two are wings. These two are wings, and these two are called as the keel, like this. You can clearly see this is the example. Are you understand? So four type of estivation. Topic is finished here. Example is family Papilionaceae or Pisum sativum, that is the mata cat. Now next topic is the Adelphi. The joining of, say this is the filament and this is anther. The joining of stamen to other parts of the flower, it is called as the adelphi. And here there are two types, that is Syngenesius and Synandrine. In this, here one is the adhesion of again, that is the stamens are attached to the petals. Stamens are attached to the petals of this datura flower. This is called as the adelphi. You can see these are arranged to the petals. This is called as the adelphi. These five stamens, it is adelphi, epipetallous type of the stamens. And Syngenesius means their filaments are united and anthers are free, like this. These anthers are free, but these are joined, and for this you can see the example. Here the filaments are united and their anthers are free. This is called as the monadelphous, means all are united at a common place. While in this you can see here 9 filaments are united and only one stamen is free. You can see very clearly 9 stamens are united by their filaments. These filaments are united and one stamen is totally free. Means in 2 bundle it is found. It is called didelphous condition. We see monadelphous, didelphous, and in citrus polydelphous, means many stamens are there, but they are arranged in the bunch or bundles. That is called as the polyadelphi. Then Syngenesius means what? Their anthers are united to each other and filaments are free. For example, sunflower in this fashion. These anthers are united, anthers united, and these are filament. These filaments are free from each other. It is cell-genous condition found in sunflower. While in cucurbita, both filaments and anthers are united. That is called as the seed and rust condition. We finished this topic. Now, last topic of this flower is placentation. The arrangement of ovules on placenta is called placentation. There are 5 types of placentation. The first one is marginal. In that you can see the very famous example, pea pod. I think you all open the pea pod. In that you can observe the ovules are attached to their margins. You can see these ovules are attached to the margins here. See, these are the ovules attached to the margins. You can show it in the diagram like this. And here these are attached to the margins. This is marginal type of the placentation found in pea. Here I showed the pod of Clitoria. Next one is the exile type of placentation. This is the placenta and these are the ovules. In exile placentation, this is the ovary wall and you can form such type of axis 1, 2, 3, and here the ovules are attached. It is called exile type of placentation. Means one of the axis here centrally placed placenta, these are the ovules. So it is exile type of placentation because they form in the main axis. The third one is parietal type of placentation. What is parietal type of placentation? This is ovary wall. Here such type of axes are formed, but ovules are attached to the inner wall here like this. For example, cucumber, you can observe parietal type of the placentation. Next topic is the basal type of the placentation. In the inverted ovule, for example sunflower, here it is like this. This is ovary wall and this is the ovule. It is attached to the basal region. This is the basal axis, that is the placenta. It is basal type of the placentation. Parietal, another example, papaya is also. Next one is the precentral. In that there is no division. This type is the basal. Fourth one, and hip one is the precentral. In this ovary wall, at the center, here the number of ovules get attached in this fashion, but does not form any axis. That is the precentral. For example, the pig commonly uses it unjit. So we finish types of the placentation. Is it clear? Any doubt? After opening of college, you can contact me.